The theme for this book week, Scotland, is hope, and we had to pick for the funding application. We had to pick a subcategory of hope, and I just wanted you to listen to the guiding lights one, which we picked, because, well, you'll see. Who do you look to when times are hard? Confiding in others makes our problems feel less acute. We recognise that they too have dealt with adversity and found the strength to keep going, the strength that they are now reflecting back to us. So I think that's just a really perfect example of what this collection is doing. So the writers in this collection are using their stories, some of which are hard, difficult. Some of them are funny and really lighthearted and lovely. And they're sharing those stories with the world, so that we can read them and draw strength from them. So the collection's broken into 3 sections. You'll probably have had a flick through and seen that already, but they're all riffing on the idea of the map, which came from the Carers Week theme last year, and extended onwards. And they all start with a collective poem, so some words that we all brought together individually and have mixed up into a sort of fragmentary poem. And there's 3 of them, and they're all love poems, although it's quite sort of unconventional. They're about the things that we love. So I thought I'd just get us started by reading one of them. And while I was preparing this, I was thinking, yeah, actually, these are really good examples of guiding lights as well. So even the guiding lights need guiding lights sometimes. And so we turn to the things that we love. So massages. A gulp of water after intense exercise. The engineering of the 4th rail bridge. Hugs. Self-propelling pencils, which I lose and spend hours searching for. Our writing group. I feel accepted here. Porridge with salt. The sense of achievement when garments appear out of a long string of wool. Remembering the experience of being at the births of my 2 eldest children. My mother. I can say I like and love her for the first time in my life, perhaps because I have learnt to like and love myself. Barbecues, chocolate, fresh mint, sweet corn, lime and soda. Other people's pleasure when they enjoy my food. Singing, neighbours who help. Being creative anyway. Okay, so before I pass you over, just a couple of thank yous. So Computer Centre, the staff from Computer Centre fundraised to get the money together to print this collection. Unfortunately, they were going to come today, but unfortunately they couldn't make it. So just wanted to give a nod to them though anyway. And then obviously Book Week Scotland. So they have helped us with this event in terms of the catering and the booking of the venue, and also bringing Emily here as well. So it's really special. And to Vanda, who I'm going to pass you over to in a minute. She's helped facilitate the group since we started out of her own time, and it wouldn't be the same without you. So thank you so much. Yeah. So Vanda's going to tell us a little bit about the group, and then we'll pass over to the writers.
Okay, I'll stand up.
I mean, you don't have to.
We microphone.
So we're recording, so
okay.
That's just to get the sound.
Okay. Okay. Hi everyone. Thank you for coming along to this fantastic launch. Just a few words about the group. I was just saying to Ellie the other night, I can remember the very first session that we did, and it was on the top of the top room of the Carers Centre. It was the middle of summer. It was really hot, and we were just sort of post-COVID, so nobody could really sit together. Everybody came in really tentative, and myself, Ellie, and another Clyde member, Vicky Lothian, was there as well. And I just remember thinking, they're as nervous as what I am, you know, taking this group forward, because we didn't know what was going to happen or how well received it would be. And it's just turned out to be absolutely fantastic. everyone that comes along. I've learned so much from the writing, from getting to know them, and it's just been an absolutely fantastic experience that I hope will continue for many years to come. Is that okay? Okay.
Thanks, Vanda. Okay, so Pauline, do you want to go first?
Hi. Can I just say this has been an amazing journey for not being able to put 2 words on a page to actually standing here and reading this. Manicure. Hi. How are you today? I'm watching shite on the TV. What shall we do today? Look at my nails. That woman didn't give me a manicure today. Right, let's give you a manicure. I steep her hands in warm water, clean her nails and file them. What hand cream would you like to use? The one that smells like roses, just like a summer's day. I massage her hands in this lovely smelling cream. These hands can tell many stories. They held my hand as a child, kept me safe in the outside world. These hands mixed flour and butter to produce amazing cakes. They held my hand when they taught me to dance. They handed me presents on birthdays and Christmases. They wiped away my tears when I was sad. They clapped at my achievements. They held champagne at my graduation. These hands held my baby's bottles when they fed them. These hands lived a lifetime, from scrubbing clothes on a scrubbing board to planting flowers in the garden. I never tired of holding these hands and pampering them with rose-scented cream, as they were always linked to a sunny smile which showed the gateway to the kindest soul ever. Thank you.
Michelle? I could pick on somebody that's not quite as...
No. Right, my gift. I am a leaf on the family tree, bright and green and easy to see, protected by branches above and below, by leaves that are withered and no longer grow. I am part of all that is here, a mother and father, and all I hold dear, a strength and resilience to battle each day when times catch emotions and cause me to sway. I am a song on a bright summer's day, the love and the shelter brighten my way. The land I am born to has beauty galore, a stream of strong people from sea unto shore. I am sweetness, my flavour's a treat, delightful and pleasant and tempting indeed. I watch over my saplings just starting to grow, and as they bloom, I wonder what life has in store. And in this place, where the ships used to fill up the docks, a thriving excitement of people galore, who filled up the city right up to the law, and worked with the jam and the jute from the shore. In this place, the darkness of night brought the scene of carriages tumbling into the sea. The bridge that did buckle beneath all the seats is now stood like fingers that point from the deep. I carry forward a will to succeed, a strength to move forward, to write and to read, to sing for my supper with utmost delight, and bring forth my talent for all that is right. I carry forward 3 sons to my life. They skip with excitement from morning till night. My heart they have captured, my love's in their eyes. Protecting them filled me with joy and delight. I carry forward a promise to try, to tackle my demons and cherish my life. From this day and onwards, my word is my gift, and each word I write will enlighten and lift. Thank you. And thank you, Vanda and Ellie, because I didn't even know that I could write. And I'd obviously just been writing wee things down in a troubled mind, and went along to the group thinking, hope this is good, and was up, come away floating out the door. Here we go, this is amazing, and have cheerily went along every session, feeling absolute delight from the minute I go in to the minute I leave. And it's really, really, to say it's captured my heart's an understatement, but it's blown my mind, basically. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Michelle. Would you like to go next, Malcolm?
This is called Journey. Please be aware that your carer's journey will take much longer than you imagine. Mine started in 1976, dodging tropical February sunshine in a delivery room in Singapore. Brand new sky blue eyes, perfect, starting to see the world for the first time. Or was it 1968? August stars faintly visible through the skylight of the gypsy caravan, snuggling among rows of vegetables in a hotel kitchen garden in rural Perthshire. We have such hopes for relationships, marriages, families and futures. By 1984, everything lies in shreds. Did I seriously believe I was caring? In 1990, the derelict Croft House in the Isle of Lewis was my way forward, writing occasional letters, hoping for occasional replies. Then there was the drive to the ferry, a 3-hour sea voyage, and a further 275-mile drive after coming off the boat. 2 years later, she moves up to stay with me, and all of a sudden, I've given birth to a fully formed, distressed teenage girl. After 2 more years, workers from the Women's Aid drive her away with her bags and her cat, because she says, and they agree, seem to agree, that I've been an abusive dad. Another 2 years pass and a phone call comes telling me she's been sectioned under the Mental Health Act at the other end of the 275-mile drive. 2 more years of round trips follow, still 3-hour boat rides and still 275-mile drives, before she says she wants to return to the island and try again. On the way home, I know I must trust her on her own, but I can't help worrying that she might jump off the boat into the sea. Thankfully, she's back to me at the front of the ship, saying she thought of jumping off but decided not to. Later in the evening, we arrive safely at my house. 2 weeks on, she wakes me to tell me she's taken all of the pills the last hospital gave her. So we're off in my van to the sparkly brand new hospital. The night doctor reports as the sun comes up that the prognosis from the pills is not serious and she will make it through safely. I go back to the house and return in the afternoon to bring her home, and she apologises for all the trouble he's caused everyone. We're now 24 years into this, one of my several caring journeys, exactly half distance, and this has been the easier half. The good news is that everyone is still alive. I know that this is not always the case for others. And just sharing, adding to Michelle's thoughts there. It's a great group. We come together, all of us completely different individuals, come from different places. We have the prompt, we have our stories, they're completely unrecognisable. Everyone often goes off in a completely different direction from what the leader of the group had in mind at the time. But it doesn't matter. We all have immense fun writing the stories and then listening to each other's stories. And we are a group of friends now, and this is how friendship stories. Yeah, I mean, for my money, the story is a basic building block of humanity. That's what makes us different. Story is the thing that gives us, just gives us everything. That's what makes us human. That's what gives us all the possibilities we have in life.
All right, Doug. You're on last.
Well, thank you. I would reiterate everything or support everything that's just been said as well. Before I start, on the basis of Malcolm using the word story, I've got a little story as a precursor to this because on Saturday, my son, who this story is about, and I had a massive fallout. He's lived in our house for a year. It's been a really difficult year for my wife and me, and him and his wife and his little baby. But things reached a point where things were said and things that shouldn't have been said were said, but there was an almighty bust up, which ended up with him deciding he was leaving. He couldn't live in our house anymore and he was leaving. I was actually going out to meet a guy who had got in touch with me because his wife had left him and he needed somebody to speak to. So the timing of that discussion was not good, but I had already agreed to go, so I went. leaving my wife with a distressed condition with an angry son. And by the time I came back at night, the son had decided that he was leaving. He wasn't going anywhere. He decided he was going. He didn't have anywhere to go. At least he said he didn't have anywhere to go. But that was a decision made. Next morning, huge disappointment, huge angst, worry. Didn't know where he was going, what he was going to do, how he was going to survive. I was kind of torn between thinking this is a good idea because I'm sick fed up of this. My wife being traumatized by the whole incident, worried the whole day, trying to think where he was going to go, what he was going to do, and how was he going to survive, knowing that he probably couldn't. However, last night I went to speak to him, and he wouldn't have anything to do with us. He was too angry. He was too annoyed. He felt that we were being unfair on him, where he doesn't recognise the unfairness he's caused on us. But nonetheless, he wouldn't have anything to do with me. So Lynn and I, my wife, agreed that I would write a little text or an email to him, which I did, and we swapped it back and forward about 4 times before we got the words right. Bearing in mind he's only upstairs. But we sent it. We went to sleep. My wife was crying, upset because she didn't want our son to leave, and I didn't really want him to leave either, but there was a bit of me said I did want to leave. Anyway, this morning, my wife went up to chap on the door to see how he was, and he answered, and she said, "What are you doing? Where are you going? Where are you going to be living? How can you leave?" And he said, "I'm not. I got Dad's message, and I decided not to leave." So I could take you through the message, but I won't. So he came downstairs. My wife was at an art class this morning. She went away, left me in the house with him. He came downstairs into the living room. He didn't say anything, but he just came up to me and went like that. I'll be speaking to you later on today to talk about this. So we haven't had a discussion yet because I've not been home yet. But on the back of all that, to then write a poem or a bit of text, it's not a poem, it's a bit of text, under the heading of hands, seems most appropriate. So I thought I knew those hands so well. I once did. His hands, my son's hands. He used to play on the beach and build sandcastles. He used to write his homework, play with crayons and fight with his big brother. Innocent little hands and fingers. Today they are still the same hands, but they are bigger and stronger, and now they occasionally also serve another purpose. They open blister packs, they hold little cups of white oblong tablets, and they write text messages, mostly of apologies and looking for money. Sometimes they prop up his weary head as he sighs and wipes away a tear, and in doing so, his hands do their best to support the weight of a young man's physical and emotional torment. His hands don't know that, of course, but they do. His hands and my hands clasp together. And when they do, there is a feeling that this is right, and the bonding takes place that only hands can deliver. His hands are rougher than mine, and my fingers are twisted with arthritis. But when they hold his, even briefly, we know that both sets of hands are in a good place. The comfort of that moment cannot sort my physical pain, but it helps deal with the emotional ones. Thank you, hands. Thank you, fingers. What would we do without you? Oh, for just one more sandcastle.
Thanks, Doug. That was amazing. And beautiful story within a story as well.
Just to go, it's fun.